Okay, so this is geometry section in 2.9, proving lines parallel, page 186. The other day we talked about some special angles, and so I'm just going to draw this like this. Are these lines parallel?
Yes.
No.
No.
Unless you tell us they are.
All right, unless I mark them parallel, they're not parallel. So those are not parallel. We're going to call this A, B, and we're going to call this T and S. Okay? So now, you know the other day I did it really nice for you. All right? I did it really nice for you. I named the transversal T, didn't I? Okay? But now I want you to know that not all transversals are T. Okay, not all transversals are T. They can be A, B, C, K, L, whatever. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start marking these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So there's 16 angles formed by these pairs of lines that are created. Okay? So what I want you to do is, I'm going to give you two angles, right? And you're going to tell me what kind of angles they are, based on what you know, and then if they're, and what the transversal is. All right. So for example, I'll do the first one. Okay, I'm going to go angle 1 and angle 3. Does anybody know what kind of angles those are?
Oh.
No. Nope. Yes. They are corresponding.
That means they're the same, right?
No. They're not equal because I didn't tell you any lines were parallel.
Oh, yeah.
All right, remember that?
Because
Now listen to what he said, because this is going to be huge in just a little bit. He said, they're the same, right? I said, no, because the lines aren't parallel. Now, do they look parallel? Yes, but we can't assume they're parallel. Okay, so they're corresponding, and what's the transversal? So this is, what's the transversal?
T.
T. Very good. All right. Now, I'm going to throw some ringers at you. I'm not just going to keep it safe. I may throw some in that aren't any angles we've studied. And then I might throw in some angles we've had in the past. And if I do that, I can't really ask for a transversal, can I? Okay, so let's do this one. Let's go angle 10 and angle 11. So I want you to write down what kind of, angle 10 and angle 11. I want you to write down what kind of angles you think they are, what the name are. These are corresponding angles. And the transversal T. And then I want the transversal also. Okay, if you think you know what kind of angles there are, put your right hand on top of your head like this.
I'm writing with my right hand.
All right, Gigi, what kind of angles do you think they are?
Like, same side?
Same side and what? 'Cause
Angle,
same side,
internal.
interior.
Interior.
All right, do we have a same side exterior?
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. You got to tell me which one they are, right? So same side interior angles. You are correct. And what's the transversal, Gigi?
S.
S. S is the transversal.
Well, wait, is alternate interior the same thing?
No.
Alternate would be-
Alternate interior would be 10 and 15. They cross the transversal.
What's an
Same side,
interior?
they're on the same side. Yep.
What's an interior then?
Interior is 10 and 11. They're inside the two lines, right? And they're on the same side of the transversal.
No line in between.
No
You said
line.
an alternate interior.
Alternate interior is like 10 and 15. They cross the transversal, but they're still on the inside. Yes, Bo?
What's alternate exterior?
Alternate exterior would be 9 and 16. They are outside the two lines and they cross the transversal.
So so interior and exterior do not, they're not in relation with lines A and B, it's only.
It could be. I can go either side. I can go up here, I can go down here.
Yeah, but it's like the transversals though, right?
The transversal switch. If I go up here, the transversal becomes T. Alright. So that's
It's-
what's happening.
what's
See,
gonna go off
I did it all goofy. Now we're going sideways, right?
Or-
Okay, let's keep going. Alright, let's go, angle, 3 and angle 16. Angle 3 and angle 16. So I want to know what kind of angles those are and what's the transversal. Okay, put your hand on top of your head if you got it.
Which hand?
It doesn't matter. You got it? All right, Mrs. Lightfoot,
Got it?
you know the answer?
Nope.
Well, then don't put your hand on your head.
I know it.
Okay, 3 and 16, what kind of angles are those?
Yes.
All right, blue, right? All right, what do we got here? We got CJ Quant, what do you got?
Alternate exterior B.
Alternate exterior angles, and it is B,
That's what
this
I'm-
transversal. So look how the transversal changed. Oot, you got that? All right, now you're starting to see it, right? All right, let's go to
Yeah.
this one. Angle 2 and angle 10. Angle 2 and angle 10. When you think you got it, put your hand on your head.
Oh,
All right, Kyle.
I'll put same side exterior,
2 and 10. Same side exterior would be 2 and 14.
so it'll be interior.
Same side interior would be 6 and 10.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Carly.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, Jaws?
Corresponding.
Corresponding. Those are the weird ones. Corresponding.
There's not an interior or exterior corresponding, is there?
No, they're just all the same. And what's the transversal, Kyle?
A.
A. Okay. Carly, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, corresponding are a little weird. They can be like here and here, or here and here. You know, or they can be, watch this, I'm gonna turn it on you. It can be here and here, or here and here, if we turn it sideways. Okay, now, sometimes the author will do this. Okay, I'm gonna go up here. He'll do, angle 7 and angle 4. Angle 7 and angle 4. Ooh.
They're just, not, vertical.
They're vertical. They're vertical angles. And so is there a transversal for vertical angles?
No.
No, there's not. Because vertical angles are different. We learned them a long time ago. And can 7 and 4, are they congruent?
Yeah.
Yes. Were any of these congruent or supplementary? No. Okay? Now the author might do something like this too. He might go angle 11 and angle 6. Angle 11 and angle 6. Are they anything?
No.
No. They're not anything. So, nothing.
If the author marked all 4 lines as parallel, could we say they were congruent? Those two angles were congruent.
11 and 6, yes. Did you just hear what he said? Now let's get there. Okay. Let's say, now this is a part of a proof in geometry. If the author said this was parallel to this and this was parallel to this, okay, let me show you something. I'm going to go from 6 to 11. 6 would be congruent to 3 by alternate interior angles of parallel lines are congruent, and 3 would be congruent to 11 by corresponding angles of parallel lines are congruent. And you can see here, then 6 would be congruent to 11 by the transitive property. Remember when I took the $5 and I went around the room, the transitive property? We transfer the equality here. Nope, didn't. Okay, it's called the transitive property. All right, if Kyle's got $5, Gigi has the same amount as Kyle, CJ has the same amount as Gigi, Oot has the same amount as CJ, and you have the same amount as Oot. How much money do you have?
I don't know.
But I never said you had $5. But we mentally transfer the $5 to everybody. It's funny how as Americans, if I change anything and put it in terms of money, you understand it a lot better. Okay? The same thing here. This equality goes to here, this equality goes to here, and so these two must be equal.
So
Right.
6 is So 6 has $5. No,
Yeah,
11 has
exactly.
$5.
If I put money on it, yes.
So does that go back to like the if-then statements?
Yes.
Like when Nicholson-
Oh.
Yes,
So
it's a
yeah.
transitive property
Yeah.
is an if-then statement. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Yes, it is.
Yeah, now ours.
Yep, that is the transitive property. Yep, okay, do you see how that works? Ooh,
So about the transversals though, I kept getting those wrong for some reason.
uh-huh.
How do you know
okay.
if what
Let-
transversal?
Let's pick two. Let's say that I went with angle 8 and angle 6, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and circle these on here, 8 and 6, so you can see them clearly. Okay, so 8 and 6, here's my two lines that seem to be the ones we're crossing, right? And so they're on the same side, all right? What kind of angles are these? Can you get that part?
Alternate.
Turn your head sideways. What kind are they?
Oh. Same side.
No. Same side interior is here, same side exterior is here.
Oh.
So they must be what?
Corresponding.
Corresponding. Okay? So we can get the corresponding somewhat. That's a little, I always use corresponding because I think that's the hardest one that kids struggle with. Okay, so corresponding, that means that they're on the same side of the lines and the same side of the transversal. So what line, these are my two lines that it crosses, so which one would be the transversal?
T.
T. That is the one that connects the two. You see T makes up angle 8 with this line, and T makes up angle 6 with this line. Okay, so the transversal is the line that helps to create the angle with the line it crosses. Yes?
So if the angles are on the same side, but neither are exterior or interior, same side, then they're corresponding?
Yes. Yes, kind of that's the way. I can never give a definition of corresponding angles because it would take a whole paragraph, and by the time you learn the definition, it's easier just to identify them. Yes.
What would 8 and 5 be?
8 and 5, let's take a look at 8
Oh,
and
same
5.
side exterior, wouldn't it?
8 and 5 would be same side exterior.
Mhm.
Yep. And if I go like 4 and 15 are alternate exterior, with this being the transversal. Okay, yes.
What about 8 and 13?
8 and 13, 8
Nothing.
and 13 are nothing. Okay?
Okay.
Now, if we go back to what Bo said and the lines were all parallel, then 8 would be congruent to 16, 16 would be supplementary to 13, which would make 13 and 8 supplementary.
So 13.
But we don't know the lines are parallel. So that's where we're going today, all right? If we look on page 186, that's where we're headed today. But I wanted to show you this so that you can get this down in your head before we start talking about it. Okay, not yesterday, but a couple days ago, we started out with lines parallel, and we found out that corresponding angles were congruent, right?
Mhm.
Alternate interior angles were congruent, right? Alternate exterior angles were congruent, right? Same side interior angles were supplementary.
Yeah.
And same side exterior angles were supplementary. So you see if it starts with an S, it's supplementary, right?
Oh.
But what happens, all right, just what happens, if we start out with 1 and 3, right? Remember this, 1 and 3, way back at 8 or 12, 10, right? 1 and 3, right? 1 and 3, right? We said they were corresponding angles in our transversal T. Let me ask you